What if everything you were taught about success is wrong? What if happiness is not hidden in money, not hidden in comfort, not hidden in fame? What if the real secret to freedom is not having more, but needing less? More than 2,000 years ago, one man dared to live this truth. He walked through Athens wearing old clothes. He owned almost nothing, and yet he claimed to be richer than kings. His name was Antisthenes. He was a student of Socrates. He was the teacher of Diogenes, and he created a philosophy so radical that it terrified the comfortable and inspired the fearless. Today, you will discover who Antisthenes really was, what he believed, and why his ideas may be exactly what this modern world desperately needs. Stay until the end, because his final lesson might change how you see your own life. Antisthenes lived in ancient Athens, a city obsessed with beauty, power, and reputation. People competed for status, wealth, luxury, and influence. Antisthenes could have joined them. He was educated, he was intelligent, he had social connections. But after meeting Socrates, everything changed. He realized that knowledge alone is not enough. Words alone are not enough. A philosophy must be lived. So he chose discipline over pleasure, character over reputation, simplicity over excess. He believed virtue is sufficient for happiness. Desire creates slavery. Freedom comes from self-mastery. And this was not theory, it was his daily practice. Why does this matter today? Because we live in an age of endless advertising, constant comparison, and permanent dissatisfaction. We are taught to want more, need more, show more. Antisthenes asks, what if wanting less is the true rebellion? 1. Desire is the new chain. Antisthenes believed people are not ruled by governments, they are ruled by their desires. He saw that humans suffer not because they lack things, but because they want too many things. If you need money to feel valuable, likes to feel respected, luxury to feel safe, then anyone who controls those things controls you. Desire makes people obedient. Desire makes people anxious. Desire makes people easy to manipulate. Antisthenes taught, if you want to be free, you must reduce your needs. Freedom begins with a simple sentence: I don't need this. Not because you cannot have it, but because you refuse to be ruled by it. 2. Self-sufficiency is the highest power. To Antisthenes, real power was not over armies or cities. Real power was over yourself. He trained his body and mind to survive without comfort. Simple food, rough clothes, little sleep, few possessions. Not because suffering is good, but because fear is dangerous. When you fear losing comfort, you become weak. When you fear hunger, you obey. When you fear rejection, you lie. But when you can endure discomfort, no one can threaten you. Antisthenes showed a king may own gold but fear losing it. A poor man may own nothing and fear nothing. Which one is free? 3. Virtue over pleasure. Antisthenes rejected pleasure as the purpose of life, not because pleasure is evil, but because dependence on pleasure destroys strength. He famously said, I would rather go mad than live for pleasure. He believed that pleasure weakens discipline, confuses judgment, and trains people to avoid struggle. Instead, he taught, train your character, practice honesty, practice courage, practice self-control. Modern culture says, feel good. Antisthenes said, be good. And being good is harder than feeling good. Pleasure is easy, virtue is work. But pleasure fades, virtue remains. 4. Simplicity as resistance. Antisthenes lived simply on purpose. Same cloak in winter and summer, few belongings, no luxury. not because he hated beauty, but because he hated false values. He saw that society rewards appearance over truth, wealth over wisdom, image over integrity. So he refused to play the game. His life became a protest against greed, against vanity, against shallow ambition. In today's world, simplicity is not just personal, it is revolutionary. To choose less is to choose independence. To need less is to escape control. 5. Speech and action must match. Antisthenes believed a philosopher who does not live his ideas is not a philosopher. He criticized people who talked about virtue but lived in luxury. He believed truth must be visible in behavior, not just in words. You don't prove wisdom by speeches, you prove it by how you eat, how you spend, how you treat others, how you face difficulty. He wanted philosophy to walk in the streets, not hide in books. 6. The birth of cynicism. Antisthenes founded what later became known as cynicism, not the modern meaning of bitterness, but the ancient meaning of living according to nature. Cynics believed society is sick, desire is the disease, and simplicity is the cure. They rejected luxury, titles, customs, and artificial rules. They believed you are not what you own, you are what you practice. 7. Antisthenes and Diogenes. Without Antisthenes, there would be no Diogenes. Diogenes took his teacher's ideas and pushed them to the extreme, living in a barrel, mocking powerful men, owning almost nothing. But the seed came from Antisthenes, the belief that society is upside down and must be challenged by example. Antisthenes taught, Diogenes showed. Together, they turned philosophy into a living weapon against illusion. 8. Modern relevance. Today, we have more comfort, more technology, more choices than any generation before us, and yet more anxiety, more depression, more dissatisfaction. Why? Because desire has no end. Antisthenes would say, you are tired because you want too much. You are anxious because you depend on too much. You are trapped because you fear losing too much. He would remind us, happiness is not in abundance, it is in sufficiency. Now, I ask you something personal. What in your life is truly unnecessary? What do you keep only because others expect it? What do you chase that doesn't really make you free? Write in the comments, what is one thing you could let go of to become stronger? Your answer might help someone else wake up. Antisthenes did not leave gold. He did not leave buildings. He did not leave empires. He left an idea that survived 2,000 years. The strong person is not the one who has much. The strong person is the one who needs little. In a world that tells you buy more, want more, show more, Antisthenes whispers, need less, fear less, be more. You do not have to run where everyone runs. You do not have to trade your freedom for comfort. You can choose character over image, discipline over indulgence, simplicity over excess. If this philosophy speaks to you, subscribe to the channel. Here, we explore ideas that make people stronger. And remember, sometimes the bravest step forward is not chasing more, but walking away from what does not serve you.